Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Salah binti Ismail. My metric number is 060645. In this video, my friend and I will discuss the issue of COVID-19 pandemic led to an increase in plastic pollution. First, let me explain what is plastic pollution. Plastic pollution is the accumulation of plastic objects and particles in the earth environment that adversely affect wildlife habitats, and humans. Today, COVID-19 has changed our behavior because of fear of contamination. During this pandemic, people have been resorting to single-use items and throwing them away. Among these are face masks, face shield, food containers, plastic gloves, and PPE. And all of these are plastic. The statistics on plastic usage during the pandemic are worrying. The STARS in January 2021 reported SW Corp, the Solid Waste and Public Cleansing Management Corporation, say that 86 tons of face masks are disposed of daily in this country of 32.8 million people. This makes up about 0.2% of the 38,000 tons of waste collected daily in this country. It's also quoted other waste experts saying that at least 10 million single-use face masks are used and discarded daily in Malaysia. Next, World Wildlife Fund Malaysia said in a September 2020 report that Malaysia has among the highest usage of plastic per capita in Southeast Asia. Its annual plastic consumption of 16.78 kg per person is higher than the other four countries covered by WWF reports, which are Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, and the Philippines. The same report said plastic hold the second largest shares in Malaysia overall generated waste. Another reason for this issue is that there is no system where low-value recyclables, including multi-layer packaging, can be sorted and separated. According to WWF, it estimates the plastic recycling rate is only around 20%. In consequence, we saw an escalation in Malaysia plastic usage during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Afiq Idham bin Muhammad Johari, metric number 061034. I will talk about source of plastic pollution in Malaysia. First is face mask. In April 2020, the Malaysian government provide each household 4 face masks to be worn and only by those who display symptoms of COVID-19. By May 2021, the Ministry of Health not only said that wearing a mask in public was mandatory for all individuals, but also double masking was encouraged. In September 2020, it was estimated that up to 7.04 million face masks were discarded each day in Malaysia. Disposable face masks made from polymers such as polyethylene and polyester are a source of plastic pollution and microplastic in the environments. So next is food deliveries and takeaways. Many Malaysians have turned to deliveries and takeaways since March 2020 in response to standard operating procedure (SOP), which have restricted dining in public. Takeaway containers, food wrappers, straw and plastic bottle comprise 47.4% of the 11 tons of trash found during its beach clean-up. In September 2020, Malaysia's low plastic recycle rate combined with an absence of policy making is bad news for our environment. Furthermore, medical waste or clinical waste, also known as medical or healthcare waste, includes tools and items used to vaccinate the population, such as syringes and needles. During the pandemic, healthcare workers have been required to wear personal protective equipment, also known as PPE, disposable gloves, and face masks while engaging with the public. The volume of clinical waste generated nationally was up to 111.94% compared to 2019. This is a sign that our healthcare system are in higher demand, and the need for better management of medical waste is a major concern. Last but not least, online shopping. The COVID-19 pandemic spurred the local e-commerce market to grow by an estimate 24.7% in 2020. In the last quarter of 2020, Shopee drew more than 47.33 million monthly visits from Malaysia alone. The platform ended 2020 with 7.41 billion in revenue, up to 116% from the previous year. Unfortunately, most online shopping platforms like Shopee also advise sellers to wrap product in large amount of bubble wrap. This will exacerbate the situation in plastic pollution.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Suhada bin Dasril. My metric number is 060680. Now I will talk about the impact of the plastic pollution. Plastic pollution is a serious, long-standing issue. Surprisingly, most people are aware of the impact of plastic usage on the environment and health. They are well informed about the fact that plastic is non-biodegradable and will not fully disintegrate. Plastic pollution will affect us in many ways. The burning of plastic waste could emit dioxin, which is toxic to humans. They are carcinogenic and a hormone disruptor, persistent, and they accumulate in our body fat. Moreover, the plastic waste that is dumped into landfills will eventually seep into underground waterways, which polluted groundwater resources and rivers. Plastic pollution has threatened marine and land animals. Plastic packaging and straw that have washed up into the ocean and dumped into landfills have always been a threat to marine life and land animals. The plastic bag is regularly eaten by numerous marine and land animals, which leads to fatal consequences. According to the research, plastic debris kills an estimated 100,000 marine mammals, millions of birds and fishes annually. Malaysia seriously has a huge problem with plastic waste. We often see empty plastic cups, plastic straw, plastic lids, empty water bottles on the roadsides, seashore and dump sites. Plastic waste is a serious environmental threat. It is composed of major toxic pollutants and has the potential to cause great harm to the environment in the form of air, water and land pollution. According to a study in academic journal Science, Malaysia is the 8th worst country worldwide for plastic waste. It is estimated that Malaysia produced almost 1 million tons of mismanaged plastic waste in 2010, of which 0.14 to 0.37 million tons may have washed into the oceans.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Farah Dayana binti Iskandar and my metric number is 060689. There are 4 ways that can help to reduce the use of plastic during this COVID-19 that have led to the explosion in the use of disposable plastic, which is reusable alternatives to single-use gloves and the disposable PPE, joint Clean Seas campaign, taxes and economic incentive and extended producer responsibility. There is no silver bullet to solving the world's plastic problem. It will require governments at both the national and sub-national level to tackle the regulation of determining what policies approach they want to use and what type of legislation will support their objective. First, reusable alternatives to single-use gloves and disposable PPE. Reusable protection solution can offer thin solution combining the optimal level of protection and comfort. Many gloves are also ergonomically designed, improving workers' performance when doing repetitive tasks. Because they can be cleaned and reworn, some reusable solutions might help to reduce total cost of ownership when compared to single-use gloves. Second, joint Clean Seas campaign. Through the Clean Seas platform, rely individuals, civil society groups, industry and governments to dramatically reduce marine litter and its negative impacts. There are no financial implications associated with joining the Clean Seas. Signatories can also request technical support to develop their national action plans to tackle litter and plastic pollution. Third, taxes and economic incentive. Governments can also impose taxes to deter the production or use of single-use plastic, or offer tax breaks, subsidies and other fiscal incentives to encourage alternatives to single-use plastic products. Taxes and incentives can apply to particular business such as supermarkets or plastic producer or particular product like plastic coffee cup lid or soda bottles. Lastly, extended producer responsibilities. Extended producer responsibilities program can ensure that manufacturers maintain responsibility for single-use plastic products throughout the whole life cycle of those products. These legislative tools can guarantee more sustainable design by holding manufacturers responsible for single-use plastic throughout the collection, recovery, recycling, or reuse of their product. Limiting single-use plastic is a core part on the circularity of the plastic sector invention, a world without negative impact from plastic, where plastics attain their highest value along the value chain, no plastic leak into damage and environment, and maximum circularity for plastic materials is reached around the globe.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shahmi bin Azahir 060663 and I will talk about the plastic pollution but in Islamic perspective. First of all, we refer to the quote from Shomali 2008. In Islam, the environment is sacred and has an intrinsic value. Even if there are no threat or shortage, we must still look after natural resources, protect animals and plants, and more generally improve and develop our environment. So we have to channel the mercy of God to everything within our reach. As you can see in this slide, this is the verse from Surah Al-Hajj, page 263. The meaning of this verse warns believers that there are limits to the use of natural resources, and humans are reminded that natural gifts are not completely ours to exploit. Even God bestows them in little amounts. As a result, we must also use natural resources in appropriate amount to ensure their long-term viability for our own well-being. As the conclusion, wasteful consumption is unquestionably an act of excess. Their personality trait pertains to self-control and the pursuit of human needs and is heavily influenced by religious belief. While Muslims are taught to set boundaries on the consumption, they are also taught to benefit responsibility from natural resources in all aspects of life, including the use of natural resources. A believer should be reasonable.
I would like to thank those who are spending your time watching this entire video.